Welcome back to Weebology. Thanks, y'all, for coming back to class. My name is Ricky.
And I am your one and only host, Ethan.
Wow, I cannot believe you've done this to me. The one and only, then what am I to you? What am I to you right now?
You are a co-host. I am the host.
Oh, you don't realize the co part in co-host is, like coexisting, cooperative. It's a mutual effort.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean. Well, how you doing today, Ethan?
Not too bad, man. I've been, working. Putting bread on the table.
I can do
I've been
that.
watching a butt ton of anime. How about you, folks?
Yeah.
Especially you.
Yeah, you folks.
Hey, what are we doing today before we go into this?
Fair enough. We are going to be doing our pitch or ditch Redux. If you do not remember from last time, we talked about these two shows. What pitch or ditch is me and Ethan will pitch each other a show that neither of us have seen. And we then try to pitch it the best we can to the other co-hosts. And then later date.
Yeah, host and co-host.
Oh my God. Then at a later date, we come back after viewing as much of the show we can. Must be minimum of 3 episodes. Hence the religion. We then give our review of said show, how well the other did at pitching us that show, and whether that show was a pitch or a ditch. The show that Ethan pitched me was Arifureta, from World's Commonplace to the Most Strongest, something like that.
It's from Commonplace to World's Strongest.
I think it's Most
Strongest. Which, of course, was not
It was a translation error. It was a translation error.
Yeah,
and the show that Ethan was pitched was
Space Dandy.
He's a dandy guy in space. It really does burn me you couldn't get the dub of that, but I understand. And we're going to be giving our reviews today of those two shows as we see them at the end of our viewing pleasure or displeasure, depending on how well it went. And if we have time at the end, me and Ethan wanted to do a over-underrated but special off the cuff. Literally no prep. We decide on a character and we roll from there. But that might be a little special bonus if we do, in fact, have enough time.
And there ain't no telling.
And there ain't no telling. These two shows, one of them has meat, one of them may not, but we want to talk about them all anyway. So, pitch or ditch Redux time. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'm going to talk about the animes I've been watching. I'm going in reverse now.
You're gonna go backwards?
Yeah.
That's not how a show works.
Well, hey, I just wanted to mention that this is what we're going to be talking about. Now I want to riff for a hot minute.
Let's riff, man.
And then we'll go back into the actual
well, yeah, for sure, man.
Meat and potatoes.
Meat and taters. All right.
So yeah, I have been watching multiple animes as of late.
What you got?
I started Kaguya-sama, Love is War.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, how'd you feel?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good? How far in are you right now?
I am past the 3 episodes.
Okay, you have done your duty to the sacred religion of 3.
Yep.
And even past that point, you still feel like it's...
Yeah, it's definitely a continue. I am 90% through this show called Jormungand.
Jormungand.
Yeah. It's the
Interesting.
Scandinavian world-eating snake is what that name is.
Whoa.
That's what the name is.
Okay.
But the show is basically there's this young hot arms dealer chick named Coco Heckmartier or something like that. But you're following a child soldier that she has as a bodyguard.
Is this the one where she's on a bike though a lot of the time,
No.
like a moped?
Nope.
Think of a different one. Keep going.
So that one's sick.
Okay.
Can't wait to finish it, and then it might be a pitch later.
Okay.
I'm also watched this show called Holmes of Kyoto.
As in Sherlock Holmes?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
He's an art appraiser who
art appraiser.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Not starting out strong. I will tell you. Okay.
And there's all these mysterious things going on with art in Kyoto, and he's going and solving them with the lore of what the piece means, or he'll he can tell when something's a counterfeit. So say there's something missing, or there's
Okay.
something stolen. He's able to immediately tell it's not the original masterpiece.
I'm picking up some stuff here. So, a few questions about that particular show.
Okay.
Are you learning about art history?
No.
Damn. Are you learning about
Japanese art history, but
sure,
fit
but
in.
Are you learning about proper counterfeiting, like observation, like what would make a picture actually counterfeit in the real world?
Not really.
So none of this is actually based in education.
So I think if you were an art appraiser, you might get it. It's more like he can tell the intention of art. Like if the intention was to deceive, like it comes through in the art. Like it's like showing the difference between like a master art appraiser and like a noob.
Oh my gosh.
Because they literally hire this noob and she's like learning it as you're going through the show.
I feel you.
So it's not really like it's not there to teach you about art history.
You see where I'm going with that though, right?
It's like solving mysteries. Like I was solving them along with them. Like,
that's pretty cool.
I was like, oh, I know exactly what happened.
What I was getting at was, we got Dr. Stone teaching me about yeah. So I was hoping that we had another show on our hands that was necessarily explicitly educational, but had some educational aspects to pull in to work in with the plot. So then at the end, you're basically a Japanese art aficionado, which is I'm actually hoping you do become, so we can slap that on to your Weebology degree. And we can just keep on stacking the degrees.
So there's quite a few guys I think I can learn about, and then maybe have some slight knowledge of it.
All right, we got hey, slight knowledge is enough for me to get a Weebology degree and Weeb Law degree. It's enough. It's all you need.
And then I'm also watching the show called Black Lagoon, which I'd always seen but never watched.
Yeah, why does it ring a bell for me? Give me a plot. Give me a little plot.
It's got to be famous. I think it was like a good studio. But essentially, this like salary man was put in this weird ass position where he was carrying this message from like a company to some other place on a boat, and they get like pirates come aboard and take him and the message. Mm-hmm. And then the company doesn't care about him, they just care about the message. So he ends up like joining the mercenaries.
Awesome.
And so it's kind of like this like salary guy is basically a mercenary from now on.
Ooh, okay. That one actually tickled the fancy more than maybe some of the other ones have. But I guess Black Lagoon, being what you're saying, has a little bit of
You're going to like Jormungand.
Jormungand. Okay. That might be next on the list.
But also Black Lagoon has been pretty good.
Okay.
I'm watching a lot right now.
You are watching more than me, I will say.
And I finished Kengan Ashura, and I started Kaiji as well, or
Holy
Keiji.
Shit. You were going hard. I mean, I'm keeping up with a lot of seasonal stuff, a little more guilty pleasure.
And I'm keeping up with it.
Right. Oh yeah. This man is out here crushing the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
as the host. It's really my duty.
Oh wow. That is. I'm gonna get you for some of that later.
That's smart.
So I mean, the two that I'm watching that are new for me, I'm trying to go back at the ones that I kind of like went under my radar before we started this podcast, and I'm like, you know what? Time to buckle down and watch some of the ones that were swept under the rug for maybe more of the flashy seasonal stuff. So the two right now are the Saga Tanya the Evil, which has been what a weird ride that is. I mean, because again, it is truly an isekai, but it's very dark in tone. It's got a lot of weird, funny parts in it that they don't feel explicitly funny, but at the same time, it feels very contextually funny for this grown-ass salary man who has a vendetta against God to have this weird rapport with God. Like, it's mostly him saying, fuck you, God, and then God saying, oh yeah, hold my beer, and then just does something worse, and then he adapts to that. So it's been a really fun ride. I want to continue that. But the other one, I've been ravished by whatever I ate visiting RoboPat, some kind of food poisoning or something, and it's kept me working from home.
That was your mistake. You ate at a machine shop.
I did. I imagine
it's the metal shavings. Your body can't eat metal.
I thought diesel was a mixed drink, and he just said, have some diesel. And I was like, all right, cool. So I have been kind of incapacitated working from home, but I started A Devil is a Part-Timer. And that one has been really enjoyable. It's something
you started Devil Wears Prada.
I did, and I couldn't finish it. It's a long movie. But no, Devil is a Part-Timer. And
you have not seen this before?
I have not seen it before.
This one, folks, I guess flew past him. It's a slapper.
It's a banger. I mean, it is, as someone who is a self-proclaimed isekai fan, I'm always looking for new and exciting isekais. But this one, being 5 years old, still feels fresh today because while it did the whole flipped and reversal, like, oh, what if the isekai came to the real world? They did it in such a way where none of it felt forced. Everything felt organic. The reason why the tsundere in the show is a tsundere is very explicitly defined. And yeah, it's been a treat. I mean, it's one, and it really does constitute a slice of life because their version of an isekai adventure is working at McDonald's and selling Big Mags.
Yeah.
And it's been a really fun treat. I'm not all the way through it yet, but I've gotten over the halfway hump. And when I found out there wasn't a second season, man, I was disappointed.
Yeah,
I was
sad
really
boy.
disappointed. This is in the days 5 years ago when 13 episodes was enough for a season. Okay, you 26 episode cucks.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, whatever, man. It just feels long, but you know what? A 13 is just a boom afternoon, slap right through it and get it done. So it's been a real treat. I'd like to do a deep dive on it someday, but pin it for now. But on to the meat and potatoes, students. Space Dandy and Arifureta.
Yeah, what you want to start with?
I think we should start with Space Dandy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a ditch for me, folks.
Oh, that hurts me to hear, man. Let's talk about it. Why do you think it's a ditch? You know what? You just watched it. Give the students at home, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you're listening to, a little bit of plot.
Yeah, so this is actually the harder part of this, right?
I
So
knew this was going to be hard.
There's literally no plot to this fucking show. The guy, okay, so Dandy is this, like, doucher-looking dandy guy in space.
I love his character design, though.
Like, it's cool, whatever. He's like a womanizer. He is always after boobs and ass. He's got this robot called QT.
I love QT.
And then in like one of the first couple of episodes, he picks up this like it's a Bethel Gaisian, I think is the actual alien name. Mm-hmm. And I think he calls him like Cat and Meow and stuff like that because he basically looks like a elongated ferret cat.
Yep, with a cell phone, with a smartphone.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
and so I guess like the plot is honestly the hard part. So like every episode is like endemic to itself. Like none of the episodes really connect.
They're in like a continuity loop. They're just like
kind of. He dies in every episode. They all kind of die in every episode.
My favorite one is where they turn into zombies and then try to adjust to a lifestyle as a zombie, and then everything becomes a utopia because everything's a zombie.
Yeah, because everyone's a zombie.
I mean, it's funny to me. Like, that's funny. But keep going.
Like, there was definitely funny moments and stuff like that, but it definitely doesn't have the steam to like carry you through. And I will say, so like it's the same guy who did Cowboy Bebop, but it's a like really bright, vibrant version of it. Essentially, it's not like in the same regard. Like it was like Cowboy Bebop was grungy. You felt like there was this overarching mission, and they were taking like little missions in between, right?
Right.
Well, there's this overarching through line in this show, but none of the like episodes like relate to each other really at all. The only difference will be like if they pick up a character, right?
And that conflict seems to be happening just around, you know? Isn't it what's the enemy crew called? The Google or the Goggle
like
or
Googles or something like
Googles,
that?
Just like GOGOL, like the literally Google.
Goggle.
Yeah. Yeah, they have like conflicts kind of around in the background, right? And then
like all these mother effers hate Dandy, and you never freaking figure it out.
They hate him for some reason.
So I got to like I want to say episode 6, probably like 1 or 2 after the zombie episode.
Okay.
And
did you see the ramen baby one or the ramen ghost one?
Yeah, that was endearing.
Okay. Yeah,
that was a good episode.
So
basically they're on the search for like the best ramen in the world because they thought that it was being made by some type of alien that they could. Oh, okay. So Dandy is a like alien hunter.
Yes.
So basically his job is to find new species of alien and bring them back to like an alien like registry center.
Right.
And depending on the amount of times an alien had been brought there, they like pay you out as a result of that.
Right. So if only a couple have been there, you're going to get a big payout. But if you're like, you literally just picked up a dog, yeah, piss off. Like that's been seen.
And so that's like his only job, his only way of making any money. So he like sometimes he'll get really desperate and like paint an alien or something.
He's just trapped for cash.
Yeah, and they use like DNA like services and stuff and like X-ray these things. So like it doesn't get past him, but he still tries it.
And let it be clear, the main reason why this man wants cash is for those big anime titties, y'all. Like that's all he cares about.
Yeah,
is going to wear boobies.
Yeah, it's literally called boobies.
It's a space Hooters.
It literally is space Hooters.
It's where he loves to go and schmooze with chicks and just blow his money.
So it's like it's a space slice of life, but bad.
If you found out there was extraterrestrial life in the universe and you had the means to travel the galaxy, would you not find a space Hooters? Yes or no?
No.
What? Well, this man doesn't understand Space Dandy, so I mean, he just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get.
Yeah, I guess I don't get it.
Titties in 0G. I mean, that's just how the anime was built for that.
Of course, there's gravity on these.
Well, I mean, in space there
it's
can
called
be
centrifugal force.
Your centrifugal force, whatever, man. You can just like anime titty physics were developed without gravity in mind. Like they just were never designed. And
in other words, this show sucks massive butt.
No, whoa. Okay, you know what? That's fine. You're allowed to have a ditch. However, it was never meant. What for you just made it? Was it a lack of plot? Was it just the characters didn't strike you? I mean, what made it a ditch so others that aren't vibing?
Mean, for me, lack of plot, boring as hell. I was not invested in any of the characters. Mm-hmm. Like, there's just zero buy-in to the show. Like,
right.
Without like having any, like, there's no backing to the characters. Like, I couldn't give a damn if Dandy died, and well, he does die in every episode.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It doesn't bother me. Also, zero stakes. If you can die every episode, what's the fucking point?
So here's the thing. Were you ever a fan of Futurama?
Yeah.
What makes Futurama different than Space Dandy if they were both in the same art form?
Well, I think Futurama is actually funny.
So was the writing you're not sticking?
Yeah, totally. I think the writing was very piss poor.
Because that's a lot of people do equate Space Dandy to kind of a
bad Futurama.
It's an anime Futurama, but I can see where if you're going into it like I want a space adventure or like, I guess I remember watching it under the context of like it's on, so I'll watch it. And then so I guess my expectation was non-existent. So when I watched it, I'm like, oh shit, okay, this is actually kind of enjoyable. But I'm not. I'm offended for the camera, but I mean. I could totally see where you're coming from. I could see how the writing isn't really that, humorous to a lot of people. So if you're looking for,
there's funny parts, but it's not like you can tell it's not a comedy. Like that isn't the only goal.
Right.
The problem is what is the goal?
They had too much going on, is what you're saying.
Saying that, yeah, there's a lot going on and nothing going on at the same time. It's insane. I don't get it.
Okay, so 0 to 100. Where are you putting this?
Like a very run-of-the-mill 45, 50.
Woo! All right.
Like
that's proper. So
I know it's like a famous show, so that's what's boosting it. If it was like genuinely just me, like 20 or 15. Like I just I didn't enjoy it at all.
So what do you think makes this show famous? Is it the pedigree behind who created it?
Who knows?
So you don't even know why this show is I want to say
I think if it was if this was in the 60s or something like that or like 80s,
yeah.
I think it could be because it's like a new idea.
Okay.
But to me it's like there was nothing really cool about it. There's nothing like new about it.
Okay.
I don't know. It was like a massive miss on literally every tick mark you could make, except like even his ship is called the Aloha for no freaking reason. Like
the Aloha.
I don't know, man. It was just a big old ditchy for me.
That's fair.
Like I know it's a famous show. Like, I didn't want to kill myself for watching it, but I don't want to watch it.
That's totally fine.
I don't want to continue.
So, hell, that's our first official ditch on Pitch or Ditch.
And the second one's coming right up.
Oh, boy.
So,
let's do this.
I intentionally pitched you this because I knew it was terrible.
Oh, God. Oh man. Okay, so
Speaking of, you loved it, right?
it was just hard. It was just hard to watch, dude.
And we're talking about Arifureta now, not Space Dandy.
Right. No, Arifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest. Oh my God. So let me break this down for you, dear students. Basically, the plot centers around a whole class of people making their way involuntarily to a magical isekai world. Well, isekai being another world in Japanese, so an isekai full of magic and wonder and splendor. All of the classmates are given these extraordinary abilities. Some of them crazy strong, some of them amazing at magic. Our main character, Hajime, really only has one gift, and it's this transmutation skill. It comes in good use in support scenarios in combat, but when fighting in this labyrinth, these places that were constructed by wizards to hide their secrets and ultimately themselves, Hajime is betrayed by one of his classmates and struck to the bottom of the labyrinth known as the Abyss, I want to say, or like the bottom of the labyrinth.
So they're like fighting on this big ass bridge against this like basically army of demons or something like that. And like he's saying, he gets betrayed and he falls off the bridge.
Yes. So you actually don't see any of this in the beginning, right? I think it's literally just like he wakes up like at the Abyss, and then you kind of are fed later the situation by which he got there. Something like that.
I think, I thought they showed you it.
They might have. The pacing in the show was weird. Like you never actually find out how they got isekai in the first place.
Yeah, that bothered me so bad.
Episode 4 or something crazy?
That was so annoying to me.
Oh God! So I was wondering like, how did it happen? And it was never revealed to me.
Honestly, it was not even clear that they were a class from like our world.
Yeah.
Until episode 4, and I'm like, what's happening?
So. Here's where the first and probably most benign of my issues come in.
Well, wait a minute. The first couple episodes you actually probably liked, I think.
So here's the thing with that. I actually kind of didn't. Only because the pacing at which... Actually, episode 1 I liked a lot. I liked where he was struggling. He was,
Okay, I like that too.
Yeah, he was without an arm, right?
Yeah,
he literally had no arm.
Like, when he falls to the Abyss, he ends up fighting these, like... monsters down there that are like really high level for like his gamer level.
Yeah.
And he gets his freaking arm bitten off by this like demon bear.
Demon bear. Yeah, that's about right. And then he basically transmutates himself a hole to scurry his weak ass through, and he finds himself bleeding out, armless, one armless, underneath a was like a holy crystal or something like that.
Yeah, I think they call it like a holy water crystal or something.
Yeah, but it emanates, it drips with this liquid holy water that basically heals him, and then he kind of retains vials of it or a mass of it. So if any shit goes down, he could drink that and cure all ailments or curses. But the real ticket to his power comes when he realizes he needs to eat. And he's like, screw it, I'll eat a monster if I have to. I'll get edgy if I must. And he eats a monster, gets white hair, Tokyo Ghoul style, and basically gains, he goes from scrawn to beefy in a second, which I notice is like, here it is. Okay, he just went from level 1 to like level 30 spiritually. He just beefed up. And so the first 3 episodes are basically condensing the entirety of his isekai main character progression. He doesn't seem to get much stronger after like the first 3 or 4 episodes. That's like it.
Well, yeah, so he becomes like world's strongest within the first couple of episodes.
The show blew its load early, my friends.
It really does.
My students.
That's why I said I thought you would have liked it till like episode 3-ish.
It was bearable up to episode 3-ish. You're right. You're definitely right.
And I didn't hate the hair color change.
No, actually, Hajime's character design actually wasn't that bad, if not a little bit traditionally edgy.
It's like a
edgy.
slightly cooler Kaneki, frankly.
Yes, yeah. No, I like that. Yeah, because it, every part of his edgy aesthetic, except for the guns, maybe. The dual-wielding revolvers was a bit edgy much, like come in as a sharpshooter.
I'll say, what are those fucking bow ties called with the like really long, like,
Like
stupid
a bolo,
trails.
like a bolo tie.
It's like a bolo, but it's not.
Yeah.
He wears one of those, and it's like, wow, edgelord.
He's definitely
Fucking eye patch for no reason.
He had a reason. He put a gem in there, didn't he?
Oh, that's right.
He put a gem in there. So, there is a reason for a lot of his edgy aesthetic. However, it did feel like edge for edge's sake. I mean,
100%.
Yeah,
a million percent.
Like every time, like, I'll kill anything that comes into my path. I just want to go home with my harem. And here we get to the part we have to talk about.
And here's where it gets sticky. No pun intended.
No pun intended. Ethan, my boy's being literal here when he means sticky. Because we have ourselves a hardcore, in-your-face, beaten over the head harem. Like, without, like, every single episode after episode, maybe 3, you are gaining a new
member of the harem.
Lolly, anthropomorphized, realized into woman form girl, some kind of furry bait. Like it's okay.
It's so bad, folks.
It's so bad.
I was, what was the episode we were talking about? So there's literally an episode.
It's when they go to the level where it looks like a mansion. Is that the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So first of all, he picks up this one old, I think it's like a vampire princess, I think they keep saying.
She's 300 years old. So
it's like 700, and she's like this little lolly.
Yeah. So let's talk about Yue. Let's talk about Yue. So we're gonna do a harem rundown. Number 1, Yue. So basically, he's traversing his way to the bottom of this labyrinth abyss, and he comes across a lolly trapped in a cube of sorts, or some kind of mechanism.
So isn't she straight up naked in the very freaking first time you see her?
Oh, 100%.
Like her head is sticking out or something, and she's like hanging out of it.
The cube very tastefully covered all of the illegal bits.
Yeah.
So
I think it should just cover her all.
You should have just covered everything, and he should have just left her there. If he really was the edgelord that he proclaims he is, he would have left her ass there and just let her rot. So, but no, he in fact frees this little lolly vampire who's been alive. She's been in the cube for 300 years. That's what it was. Apparently, she is a vampire. Not just a vampire, but a vampire princess. How many buzzwords can you slap onto a lolly to make it feel okay?
Well, at this point, it doesn't matter because they've told you nothing about this world.
That's true. So
it's like, who gives a fuck if you're a princess?
Right. So before you know anything, all you know is that he saves a little girl, and she then demands, because he did defend her when she was weak, she then demands him give me a name, Edge Daddy, and Edge Daddy says, all right, how about Yue, because it means the moon. And she's like, oh my god, that's so kawaii, and I am now yours forever.
And she said, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry, and bites his
damn neck. And the most seductive, terrible thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then and
it gets worse, folks.
It just gets way worse, because within the span of 2 episodes, just 2, we go from meeting this chick to Hajime not only saying, I love you, you're coming back to the real world with me, and you'll be mine forever. Also saying that she is like straight up adult like you are the most attractive woman I've ever seen. Episode 5, they find a tub. They find a hot spring type bath. And Ethan, what do they do?
Yeah, so he's in there by himself like a good boy.
As he asked and demanded.
Yeah, he said, hey, I'm going to go do this by myself. Don't freaking come out here. And she's naked as shit and walks over, gets in the tub, and he's like averting his eyes like a good boy.
He then says, I would like you to please cover your chest.
Or leave.
And she says,
nah.
I want you to look.
And she dives into his arms and waist.
Yeah, and cock. Like they
it was
fucked.
bad.
They fucked.
It was so
it's
bad.
Literally they bang in the tub. So
this is like episode 3, and this was at this point in my career the most galling thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, man.
And it gets freaking worse,
and
dog.
It does get worse. And there is a question I'd like to pose to the class at the end, but we'll wait. But I want you to know what's coming.
There's gonna be a question.
There's going to be a pop quiz. There's going to be a pop quiz. So, who's next on the harem rundown? Oh yeah, Shay. Shay the bunny. So Shay is your It's okay. So it's as if the writers of the show went on a and not to be crass with you, class, but you're old enough to hear your professors say some, dicey topical words, as if they went on some kind of hentai site.
Oh my gosh! Shut it down.
No, but you know what? Shut it down. But we started talking about Arifureta
FBI.
FBI, open up! Oh shit! So yeah, it's like seriously, the writers went on a hentai site and just started running down fetishes, and they're like, "Pop, furry, let's get one in there." In comes Shay. Now Shay is a woman with 20% of her body covered. And
we mean with clothes.
Yes, with clothes. Hardly. And think if y'all have seen Konosuba, it's like Aqua-sama but less. And then it's she's a bunny girl, so she's got bunny ears and a tail. And another category of porn has been achieved, I guess. So that's now in here. She basically has one cool gift, I will say. Give her the benefit of the doubt, or the benefit of the doubt.
Bad.
Too bad.
Hey, let's just stop here. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you're just gonna shut this.
I'm gonna go ahead and delete the episode.
You just want to throw your computer out? I mean, I think the whole thing's tainted.
No, I think the computer's fine. You should just maybe sell your mic though.
No, I think the mic is fine. The computer hard drive is probably screwed.
No, once again.
Well, you should throw that out with whatever you watch.
I cannot stress this enough.
You can't stress this enough. This is tainted material. This is cursed content. But yeah, so Shay can see the future. So that's why she was there at the top of the labyrinth. Right.
So basically they had just come out of the labyrinth and she just shows up and they're like, what the hell? How did somebody know we were here already? And so that's where they met up. And I will be honest, when they explained that at first, I'm like, what the hell? Yeah.
So it's just a reason why they can introduce another girl into the harem.
Also, future sight, WTF, mate.
Yeah, super, not very far in the future, actually. But she's super strong.
Enough to freaking find them after they've been in the freaking hole for months.
She is part of a race of folk called the Beastmen. There are many other Beastmen about. But she happens to be gifted with this future sight, so that's why she is there in the middle of nowhere. Hajime saves her, blah, blah, blah. Ethan, why did she want to go with them in the first place?
I don't know.
You want to make me say it?
I guess.
All right. She said...
I watched this a long time ago.
Fair. She said, Hajime, I want to be with you. I want to go with you so you can take my virginity.
Did she really say that?
That is verbatim. And she said it right to Hajime and Yue.
Guys, this is the absolute worst show I've ever seen. It was absolute hentai trash without being hentai.
It's ichy as fuck.
Oh yeah, disgusting.
Yeah.
The harem's not even freaking interesting.
We haven't even gotten through the harem, but we'll run.
We're literally on part 2 of harem and bad.
Also,
the show was fun for literally an episode, but I continued because I'm a loser.
And I was obligated by you students and this weeb over here. Basically, after she says this virginity comment, Hajime says, I would never be with someone like you. Besides, Yue is leagues more attractive than you. Okay. Whatever. So so he's clearly sticking to a main girl.
Keep in mind, Yue, 5 years old, tops.
Yeah, she looks like she belongs in kindergarten. So that's
pre-K.
Pre-K? Come on now. She's not that illegal.
Yikers.
Hajime's 2020. Yeah, this show sucks. So okay, we got these two in the harem. Who else we got?
Okay, well, first of all, there's also just another couple insanely galling scenes. So they go to another labyrinth and Shay gets covered in white. They're
traversing I think it's the 60th level of another labyrinth, and it looks like a mansion with many doors. And they're just going through doors, and literally Shay, is it Yue or Shay? Shay opens it up. And without you seeing what's happening,
there's this spray of mayonnaise blasting her. Folks, what is this? How do we allow this on our televisions?
She gets a shot to the face and says, Labyrinth Master, you are not being funny. And turns out, it's not funny. It's not even funny a little bit.
How do we allow this on our on our.
Like I felt embarrassing watching
Here's
it.
my thing: how did this get through like editors that are like, "Oh, this is really freaking good, boss"?
Are you kidding me? That shit sells, man. That shit's gonna sell like it's probably selling like hotcakes.
It's just like it bothers me because they're like deep down. There's a show here. There really is.
Yeah, there because it wasn't.
Because it's like a decent concept saying like, okay, there's like this group of apparent like labyrinth makers that hid all their like insane magic and stuff in the bottom.
Right.
And they made all these traps and demons and stuff to protect them.
Yeah.
Like there's a story there.
Yeah.
But then they just like make it this like etchy, disgusting harem thing.
And what's funny too is like when you kind of dig a little bit under the surface of the main character's power set, it's literally the Rise of the Shield Hero, because instead of eating the monster, the main character in Rise of the Shield Hero just puts monster parts into his shield and it opens up new classes. That's literally what's happening here.
Hey, thanks for ruining that show for me.
It happens like episode 2. You have to deal with that. So, what do you mean ruining it? Have you not watched it yet?
No.
That's a pitch, y'all. Yeah. So who else is in the harem? We got
Next is the dragon, which is the.
Ethan, I've been saying a lot of embarrassing shit about the show. No,
Same.
can you please say this?
I'm honestly struggling to decide whether this even is PG enough to. This isn't even rated R, folks. This is hard to put in a podcast. So they meet this dragon that like tries to kill him.
Heavily armored in most places on their body, except for one.
I'm just gonna say it really fast. So, guys, please, if you're a child, please do not listen to this because it's about to get really raunchy.
This whole show is raunchy.
Yeah,
dude.
it is. Don't watch it if you're under 25, 30.
If you're breathing, don't watch this show.
Okay, there's that.
If you're breathing,
okay,
then you're too young for this show.
If you're under 18, please don't listen to this part.
Yeah, okay.
So the dragon is very hard to beat. So what Hajime does is he makes this massive metal pillar rod, and he sticks it up its ass,
right in the pooper.
And for some reason, the dragon enjoys this.
Oh my god,
like
she
a lot,
getting off on it.
Turns out this dragon is a dragonborn, which can phase between full dragon and super hot female. And she's saying, oh man, this is bad. Take the pull out of my ass, or when I transfer back into a human, I'll die. And he's like, nah. And he just lets her squirm.
And not just squirm. He tells Shay, doesn't he tell Shay to like beat it with the hammer, bash it farther in, and she is basically saying, "Stop, don't stop." Like
it's so bad.
She likes it, but
we're gonna have to just keep going.
We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. So they do in fact take the rod out of her asshole, and she does in fact turn back into a seductive female dragonborn.
Fortunately, so she's like 800 years old too, and she's an adult.
She looks it like, all right, I can believe you've been around the block for a little bit. Apparently not around the block that far, because this is a new pain and pleasure she has never felt before. Her words, not mine. And she demands to go with him. Was it because of that explicit? Like, oh, he made me feel...
It's something like...
There's a reason. There's actually a...
So she's been watching, like, the demon forces move, and she's like, she wants to kill them because they killed all the rest of the Dragonborns or something.
Gotcha.
And so he's like, well, I'm going to have to go stop them from killing all my previous teammates or whatever from school. So she ends up going with him, and that's really kind of it.
Yep. And she keeps commenting on how he's such a good doting father. Later, when they pick up this kind of fishy-looking girl...
Yeah, what the hell is going on?
So, back up. I actually only made it to episode 11, where they didn't pick up anyone new in the harem, I don't believe. You know a little bit more about this little fishy girl? You want to help me out here?
I honestly don't know anything about the fishy girl, but so he does meet up with his original classmates at some point.
Remember that.
They're getting their asses beat, and he drops through the floor with like his harem following behind him, and he just decks all these bad guys. And everyone's like, holy crap, this dude's strong as hell. And they see that.
Ow, I cut myself on your edge, Hashime.
Yeah, they're like, holy shit, it's Hajime.
Yeah.
And so the girl that originally was like into him says, I'm joining your harem, sorry about it. And she's like, Yue, sorry, but I'm taking him. And so she's like, basically, she's dropped the gauntlet, and Yue's like, huh, well, you should come, but you ain't getting him. And so they have this like back and forth banter. But this little baby that they have for some reason, I guess it was like episode 12 or something.
Yeah.
Did this honestly get a 24 episode season?
I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure.
Because if we watched to 11, a lot must have happened in between.
I think it only got 13.
Okay, if
it
that's
may
13,
have only gotten
makes
13.
Sense. So they pick up this baby at some
that.
point, and she keeps saying "Papa" to Hajime, and so everyone that was obviously his his classmate is like, "What the is going on?"
I would have loved to like the guy with the hair in front of his face, who actually kind of looked a little bit more like a badass, but as it went on, like he looked pretty cool. I liked him seeing pull Hajime aside, like, "Hey, Hajime, is that a little girl calling you Papa?"
No, so the girl joins the harem and says, "So what's this about Papa?"
Oh, did she really?
Yeah, she like confronts him.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, so I fucked this fish girl, and boom, I guess I popped a baby. It's only been a month, but hey, what's good?
He should have been like, so when a daddy and a mama fish love each other very much.
She lays her eggs in the ocean, right? And then I just kind of go for a naked swim.
Yikes.
That's what, dude, because, okay, you know what? This whole show is a yikes. It's like, you put it actually best. There is
As per usual.
Oh my God. I will throw something near me.
Here's what I think it is. I think it's like a dense star. So like, there's this really tiny point that's like a decent story.
Yes.
But it's like, it's just filled with like gas around it.
Just hot, scolding asses that like you have to move all the way to the core to find the nugget.
Literally impossible to breathe.
The nugget here is that if you take away the harem, you involve even more of, I would say, the classmates and their interrelationships with Hajime. And, I think, honestly, like, Yue can stay, make her more tsundere, and this weird love thing go away. I think there's something there.
Why can't... This is, like, I guess a question for y'all that are into lollies and shit like that. What added benefit is it to make, like, the main love interest, like, a young-looking girl?
I think it gets to the heart of the Japanese concept of moe and kawaii, where basically it's we talked about it in an much earlier episode about Japanese and weebology terms, and kawaii and moe is like kind of intertwined when it comes to cuteness, in that it is cuteness is regarded as a very desirable aspect, like frailness, kind of this cuteness. I don't know. I've been kind of racking my brain about it myself, but that just sells, man.
Well,
it just sells.
I actually
like
think
hotcakes.
that they're being short-sighted with this. I think they could get more people into the space if it wasn't so pervasive as like the fan service is out of hand, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
And like this lolly thing is honestly like a really big issue, I think, because like, for instance, if we're not 26, we're like 18 or whatever, and our parents walk in and see us watching I guess 16, whatever, like they're gonna be concerned, I have a feeling. And I honestly think they have a right to be. Like,
was your dad concerned when he caught you watching the show?
He didn't catch me watching the show, but now
as
he knows.
far as you think.
Hey, Dad, sorry.
Yeah, and also never view upon this. We did this for you because we're letting you know here.
Oh, Daddy update. He finished Naruto Shippuden now.
He finished Shippuden?
Yeah.
Didn't the last time we chatted, he was on the pain arc? He is kind of expediting his journey through, doesn't he, a little bit?
Well, he's skipping all filler, which I'm totally down with.
Oh, he should have been done a long time ago. There's a lot. There's so much filler. But
he skipped all of Chikara, which I was so happy about.
Oh, wow, for real?
That stupid-ass arc in the middle that's just like...
The one about power?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually liked it for the animation aspect.
It was decent, but it was like unnecessary.
Go watch the fights about that on YouTube. That's all you need. Just go watch the fight on YouTube.
Totally
Those
agree.
are good. But
and then he said the next one he's going to watch, Demon Slayer, because of our last episode.
We're converting the masses, starting with dads. Hashtag do it for the dads.
Do it for the dads.
So, I will say, this is a undisputed ditch. However, the whole time I was watching this, I was trying to think, who is this for? these shows are pervasive amongst the genre. There's a reason why people can they see fan service. Fan service are in shows.
Tumblr bait, right?
Right, Tumblr bait. People who are like attracted to like the sexual side of anime and stuff like that. It's built for them. There is no denying it. Like I said, there wasn't a weird kink that was not exploited here. In the entirety of the show, they just did a whole swath. So I am asking you guys, the class, drop us an Instagram DM or something. I want to hear it.
You can email us at weebologypodcast@gmail.com.
We will take and read your criticisms or suggestions or thoughts in earnest, because I want to know. To me, this show is not an isekai show with a harem. This is a harem show set in an isekai world. First and foremost, it's built as a romantic
100%.
harem. Yes. So, the question I pose for you, class, is this a show that is tame or like on par with average other romantic harem shows? Is it over the top even for that genre, or is it even tame? Like, is it even under the line? Is this not as far as harem as a genre goes? So I'm curious.
Here's my problem, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to make a show like this, just go make a hentai.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't, like, how are you going to reach that many people? Like, I think that
this is what I'm saying.
The whole ichi genre is to tote that line for those that want to.
But that's what I'm saying is that they're thinking that they're making like a smart move by making this like a sexual ecchi show, right?
Right.
But it is a smarter move to make a show like My Hero Academia or Dr. Stone or something like that. And I truly believe like the kernel at the very center of this is a decent idea for a show.
Yeah,
this could easily be a Shield Hero.
Yeah, the world around this nonsense is there is a good world here. Like, I think it's got some good inter politics between beastmen and the demons and humans. There's this interesting thing here.
To me, saying like they're doing it for the money and they're doing it for like eyes and stuff like that, I think like I saw this show first because of like clips of it on YouTube of like showing him being a badass. Right. That's the only reason I even knew about it originally.
Okay. And
so that's why I picked it up. I didn't pick it up because of the fan service, like crazy shit, right? Mm-hmm. And then all this is just like, they just like took a decent idea and then just threw all this harem crap on top of it. My question is that not a short-sighted way to do this?
And I actually would argue that it's not, because we are looking at it from a different perspective. We came into it looking for an isekai action.
Well, and here's the thing. There's not as many eyes for like pure ecchi as there is for like a good show.
I beg to differ. I bet there are many out there.
Find any show that's an ecchi that can meet any of the like top 15 shows of all time.
Well, the top 15 shows of all time are classics because the story is good, the characters are good. Of course, they're going to remain classics. But High School of the Dead, literally like a huge popular anime.
I guess this is the real question.
Yeah.
Is this show a fan service ecchi like paradise because it is just way easier to make and they just like they didn't want to like spend time on the story?
You know what?
I think maybe because of the way that they threw us into it and we're like, where the fudge do these kids come from and how'd they get here? And they don't tell us till like the 5th episode.
Right. And the thing I noticed and the other thing I did see is that a lot of the fight animations was kind of subpar.
Whack.
The CGI. The CGI was trash, which means they put their money where they thought was going to be into boobs. They put money into the women's, into like the character and the facial movements. All of that was clean.
Into booby physics, as you said.
Oh yeah, the 0 G's. Boobs in anime are 0 G's, ladies and gentlemen. Just no G's. But at the same time, you can see where they
might be G's.
They actually almost are exclusively G's unless they're 5 years old. Then they are hard A's. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. So that's what I'm saying. Where the money is, you see it in quality. Where it's not, that means that's not their focus. And it wasn't in the fights. It wasn't in the action. It wasn't in the fantasy. It was in the harem, which that's why it made me think, this is in fact a harem show. I want you, class, to reach out to us.
So if you're gonna make a harem, why don't you just set it in like some stupid ass like town or something where you don't have to like build this like relatively large like depth of world.
I think that's I think the
it just seems like they added like too much to make this bad. You know what I mean?
The world itself is built around giving the main character situations in which he can gain a harem. So whether it's in the real world or an isekai, there will be situations where he's going to prevail in whatever he's doing and look cool doing it and swoon the women and all that stuff. So I mean, I think the isekai stuff was inconsequential. What you're saying is you felt they put too much effort into the actual world around him to it feel like just a harem and only
yeah
harem. Okay,
like,
I get what you're saying.
It seems odd, like a waste. Like the ROI is not there to build this crazy world.
I can get behind that. Yeah, and it's in the infamous words of Ron Swanson: "Don't half-ass two things, full-ass one thing." And it seems like they half-assed pretty much both things or all things in this show.
I don't know.
They went. You're right.
They went pretty hard on the harem.
They went pretty full ass on the harem. No pun intended.
Well, kinda.
Yeah. So, drop us a line. Instagram or weebologypodcast at gmail.com. Let us know. Is this a quality harem show? Does it meet your standards as a harem lover, or is this tame? Is this something, we are not typically romantic harem connoisseurs.
We're definitely the uninitiated when it comes to this. Like,
right. So is our reaction valid?
Harem trash stuff.
Right. Is our reaction valid given our disassociation with this genre, or is it actually as trash as we think it is? So there's your homework, by the way. So man, we really ripped into Arifureta, didn't we?
So just to totally put this all out there, I intentionally pitched this as a ditch.
The way we cut the episode where he pitched it, and he said, "You go have fun with that," and I was like, "Oh no, did you just ditch my ass?" And he's like,
"You had to know though, because
we
had
had
sort
an
of
idea.
Talked about it a couple times before that."
Yeah.
And then when I pitched it very like positively, like intentionally like misleading. Because I only mentioned like some of the cool stuff about the like scenarios around the world, right?
Right.
And then I was like, I can't wait till he gets to this bath scene because it was so bad.
To me, it was the dragon thing that really kind of tipped me over the edge.
That was okay. At the time I pitched it, I hadn't seen the dragon thing yet.
Oh, dude, yeah. And then I brought it up, and you're like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, dude, that was so bad.
Like, I knew it was egregious at the bath scene, and I'm like, but I gotta keep going. I gotta make sure there could be some nugget here. And
no nuggets.
No nuggets. All rods. It's just nothing. It was nothing there. But so at the end of the day, this is a ditch. Unless you are a harem lover, then give it a try. Maybe you'll find something there that we didn't see. So
I mean, if you're into if you're like super into ecchi and you're super into like fan service,
it's judgment free classroom.
This is totally up to you.
Yeah, totally
I'm
up
just
to you.
saying,
For the harem lover, you might find something here. For everyone else, skip it. It's a ditch. Today, it's a couple of bad ditches for all y'all bad bitches. So that's what happened here. 2 ditches for the price of 1. It's bad.
I have to burn this tape twice. This is insane.
You can't burn it after. Hey, it's like double jeopardy. You can't burn it again for the same bullshit. You can try, but it's now cursed, man. It won't burn.
I guess
it won't burn.
Just like that Annabelle doll, you can't burn it.
Can't burn it. It'll just keep coming back. So, you know what? I think we might leave the off the cuff over underrated for another day. We'll keep that in the back pocket because
maybe even next episode.
Maybe the next
I'm
episode.
not sure how long that one's gonna take.
Then you'll see next time if it takes long enough or not. So So thank you guys for sticking around. That pitches and ditches are always super fun because it gives us exposed to new anime that we never would have ever watched if we weren't coerced by my co-host here. I'm
sorry, what?
My co-host. Being the host, you have to.
So as the host,
so I guess
I just want to thank you so much for watching, listening,
and as your host, I want to say go check us out on Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher, and anywhere else that you get your podcasts from. And
we are on YouTube.
Hello,
please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah,
tell your friends
for tuning in. What else we got? Go to our Instagram, at weebology.podcast. We got memes on memes on memes and the occasional picture of what we're watching at the moment. But that meme game is actually popping pretty bad right now.
Yeah,
we're doing pretty good.
We're probably at this point at 250 followers, and we are on the way up, folks.
Thank y'all for following us, and let's get those numbers up.
Thanks.
I got nothing else to plug. So I'm Ricky.
And I'm Ethan.
And this has been Weebology. Pieces
Geeses
and
Oh.
rods.